16th of September, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
I'm good. How are you doing? Okay, so Amalei Rev Papa, Amalei Rev Papa, Rev Huna, Reina Rev Yoshua, the Rava. Okay, yeah. So we did up to over here. Okay, all right. Okay, we're continuing over here. Okay, we're up to Amrulay Rav Papa.
You're in 9B2 on the left paragraph, the bottom, the paragraph before the Mikvah, more inquires.
Okay, Alan, would you like to read?
Amen.
Yes, Lou.
I said amen.
Oh, okay, good.
703.
Nine B2, left paragraph.
What was that
Let's
again?
go. 9B2. On the left side, after the break, where it says the Gemora inquires.
The third paragraph down, Alan.
I think I lost it. I'm sorry. Give it to me again. 9B2.
9B2, yes. Left
Okay.
column, third paragraph.
1, 2. Rava? Rava replies.
Yes.
Okay. Rava replies. Amale.
No. No,
The Gemora inquires.
One below. Further inquiry.
The Gemora inquires. On the left side, 9B2.
I think I lost it. Right, 9B2.
Yes.
9B2.
Rava replies.
Yes.
Yeah, read from there.
Okay, Rava replies. Amale. Lahu. He said to them, Safinor, Menor, Nayachor, boat is at rest. Umayor, Dekor, Mama. 2, law, and is in the water that moves it. Since the boat is not self-propelling, it is not considered a traveling courtyard, and the owner does acquire the fish. A further inquiry into an apparent situation of a traveling courtyard. Umale, Ravina, Rav Ashi, Ravina said to Rav Ashi, Alor may or Tor, but now that has been ruled that a traveling courtyard does not affect acquisition. Then if the woman was walking in a public domain or a the gate and the husband threw her a bill of divorce, the self, core o the self, cover core into her lap or into her basket, which she carried on her head. Or sure, would you maintain that here too the basket constitutes a traveling courtyard and she is therefore not divorced? Ramush replies, he said to him, Laktor menor noyahor, basket is at rest, but he core your me tohor, and it is she that is walking beneath it. Therefore, the basket is not a traveling courtyard, and it can affect acquisition of the bill of divorce.
Okay. So let's see. Okay, so the first case was the case of the Sfina, the boat. The Sfina was going along on the water, I guess. Kafsu dagim benoflu letoch haspina. And fish jumped and out of the water and into the boat. How do you like that? You ever saw that happen?
No,
Okay. Okay, Nami the Chotzim Alechasi. Would we indeed say over there that there won't be a kinyan because the boat is a Chotzim Aleches? And like we've been saying, a Chotzim Aleches is not a valid way to make a kinyan. Can't make a kinyan Chotzim with a Chotzim Aleches. It's got to be a stationary one. So what did he say back? Amalei Svina Meinak Naicha Umayahu de call Mamatalo. The boat is it's Meinak Naicha. It's stationary. It doesn't go anywhere by itself. Mayahu to come mamatula. The water is what's carrying it. Oh, so that'll be similar to the case of the woman carrying the basket on top of her head. We'll say the same thing over there too. So those are the two cases that we're judging over here. A boat in the water and a basket on a woman's head. So Gemora says in both cases, the boat is meinak naicha, and therefore it's got a din of a chotzer, and you can make a kinyan. And the reason that it goes is only because of the water; it's carrying it. But that doesn't mean it's a chotzer maleches. And so too for the basket on the woman's head. The basket can't go anywhere. The basket doesn't go anywhere. It's the woman that's walking that causes it to go. So the basket would be a proper chotzer, and therefore could make a kinyan in the get to receive the get. Okay, let's see the Rashi. Is there Rashi over here?
Let me see which.
Kalsa. Kalsa, where was that word?
Kalsa, the word is here.
Oh, that's the basket, I guess. Yeah, Rashi's going to tell us what this kalsa is.
Yeah, it's a cow. It's a basket. So wait a second. I'm trying to see how the Kolsa's got to do with the boat. Or that's after that.
Yeah, there's the first case is the case of the boat. Rashi didn't comment on that at all.
Right.
And then the second case is the case of the woman with the basket on her head. And that's the case that Rashi's commenting on.
Okay, so the Kolsa, there's a sal, that's a basket. It says that. Sha'al Rosha, that's on her head. She's got a basket on top of her head. Shetehenet ba kli.
Kli malachto.
Kli, that she puts it, no tenant, that she places in it her utensils of her work. You know, like she's weaving or something. It's a basket. And she keeps things in the basket. The ode, the tave, and the shalah. The tave is the things she spun of hers. You know, her from her knitting. You know, basically, you know, those type of things. Her weaving, those type of things. That's kept in the basket on top of her head. So that's the kalsa.
Right, why does Rashi have to tell us what she's got in the basket?
No, she's trying to give you a good idea what the basket is. The basket's used for carrying things, and she's just adding on what it will be carrying it.
Okay.
Right.
Hmm.
So that's what the salsa is. We're doing the next Rashi with this too up for the Mishnah. The Hachinami also here, the low haya get, it's not a get. It doesn't count as a get.
Hachinami, the low Havigita, would you indeed say that this does not constitute a proper giving of a get? And so the get would be invalid because it wasn't given properly. She didn't receive it because the sal is a chatzar maleches. It's moving. It's not like a proper chatzar.
Hanan, Tanan, the second Gittin, you know, that has been taught in the second Gittin on Daf, on its Zion. Zarakle Geta, the Toch Chega, if you threw the get into her lap, Lato Kalsa, or into her basket, there's the word Kalsa again, Harizo Mugareshet, she is divorced. It's good. You can't throw it into the basket and it counts for legal divorce. You learned that in Gittin.
Right. So on that, Ravashi answered to Ravina the same thing that we said by the Sfina.
Yeah, Gittin says she is divorced. You learned it in Gittin.
No, but the Gemora is asking a question.
Mm-hmm.
The Gemora is asking a question. What's the question? If you're going to say that the sal constitutes a chatzar maleches because it's going like a donkey goes, so you just got through telling me that the donkey going is a chatzar maleches. It's not a good kinyan. You can't acquire the kelim that are on top of the donkey. And we had to say, oh, we're talking about when it's tied up. Then it's but over here we're not saying anybody's tied up over here. But nevertheless, the Mishnah says that it's a good giving of a get. She's received the get. So that's the question the Gemora is asking, and the Gemora answers that no, this we say that this basket is regarded as being stationary. It doesn't really have any ability to go anywhere on its own. It's just that if somebody's going to carry it, like the woman's going to carry it, so then it's going to go. but that doesn't mean that it's a chatzar maleches. And accordingly, it's a perfect chatzar to make a kinyan. Okay. Okay, so that brings us up to the end of that section. And oh, the Ritva has a question over here. Why is it that the Gemora could not have learned out the din from of the Sal from the din of the Sfina? Why did the Gemara proceed to ask after already accepted the answer from the boat? Wouldn't we already have known the answer for the Sal, for the basket on the woman's head? Well, we see that the Gemara asked the question, so the Gemara understood that we couldn't know what the din of the basket was because we learned the din of the boats. So why not? Ritva explains the reason is because Mishum Shesham Hamayim Holchim Me'alehem. In the case of the boat, the water is going by itself. Water goes by itself. Okay. Ulachain yesh lakshiv es asfina she'enu maleches, and therefore we could regard the boat as being a boat that doesn't go really. It's not. It's a enu maleches. It's not a chatzar maleches. It doesn't go. It doesn't go because the water goes because the water is going on its own. Aval isha sheholeches midaita. The Isha, when does she goes when she wants to go. She walks when she wants to walk. When she wants to stand still, she stands still. It's her decision. It's not like the water. The water just goes. That's it doesn't have any. Doesn't have it. That's its nature that it goes. And so therefore, the Ritva says Yesh tzad lomar shehasal nekshav chatzar maleches, and that is why the Gemara thought that perhaps this Sal would be a chatzar maleches. And therefore it asks the question, why is the Mishnah in Gittin say that it constitutes a valid get? Okay. Interesting thought from the Ritva. Okay, and now we go to the Gemara. We go to the Mishnah. And we ask Roy to read the Mishnah for us, please.
Mishnah. Chaya Rikov Al Gevei Behema. If someone was riding on an animal, Metzia, and he cited a fine, which mean an ownerless article. But Amar Lechabeira, he said to his friend, his fellow, who was standing nearby, Tana Li, give it to me. Natola, and the person took it. Omar Ani Zahir, and then, however, after he had given it to then said, I've acquired it for myself. So his friend picked it up and said, oh, I've got it. Zavar has indeed acquired it for himself. Im Mashena Sana La, if, however, after he had given it to the rider, Omani Zachiti Ba Tehila, he said, I acquired it first, Lo Omar Kolum. He has said nothing. That is, his claim is dismissed, and the writer may keep it.
Okay, good. So Rashi has a Rashi over here, a long Rashi, on these last words, Lo Amar Klum. So we go to Lud to read Lo Amar Klum. It's an awful lot of words for Rashi to tell us that he said nothing. Oh, Lou is not there. Okay, Phil.
Okay. The Lo Omar Klum, he hasn't said anything. The Afilu Omre, even if it said, Hagmagbia Metzia, he picks up the found object, L'Chavero, his friend, Lokana Kavero. His friend does not require it. Kevin Zins, Dihava Lay, Kanoya is an appellate. It was an acquisition, mamash. Real. In any case, it's his once he picks it up. Just because I'm going to the friend, it's his. It's not necessarily friends. Kania, comma, if he acquires it first, the low mitkaven does not intend to acquire it for his friend. Ha Yahave Nahila, and giving it it's good for a gift. The Elo Kanuya, comma, and if he doesn't acquire it first, Mishum Delo Haya Mikvaden, no, because he doesn't intend to acquire it. Have it is to him. Hefker, it's ownerless. Ad Demeta Lede. He lifts his hands
Till it reaches his hands.
Reaches his hands. The ha in this the kanuya, and then it's acquired. Ha the my the akra in this that he's uplifted it. He's uprooted it from his hands. The comma first. L'shem kneh in the name of an acquisition.
L'shem kneh, right. Okay, so Rashi's Rashi sees a whole lot in this statement over here that he didn't say anything. There's a lot to say about what it is that he didn't say. So what is Rashi's issue over here? Rashi's issue is, he says, Afilu amrinin hamagbil metzil lechavero lo kona chavero. Even Rashi felt the need to say, even if we would assume for the sake of the argument that one who picks up a Metzia in order to have his friend acquire it, and he, the picker-upper, doesn't acquire anything in his action. He's only doing it for his friend. If we would say about such a case, lo kana chavero, it would be ineffective. His friend would not acquire it. You can't do that. It doesn't work. Even if we would say that. So, nevertheless, says Rashi, Keben diahavale kanya b'manavshach. So therefore, since in any case he gave it over to the person, kanya, that person will acquire it that he gave it to. The man of shach. whether you look at it like this, whether you look at it like that. What's the two? So Rashi's going to now explain us the two ways that either way of these two ways that you look at it, it's going to work that the second one that he gives it to is going to acquire it. And so therefore this one that says after the fact, after having given it to the second one, oh, I really intended to acquire it for myself. So we dismiss his words. Lo amar klum. He said nothing. Why is that? Says Rashi. Ikanya kama. I'm going to read the note on the side that changes the words of the Rashi. Below miskaven. If the first one that picked it up, the kama, he's the kama. If he acquired it below miskaven, without any intention, and now he takes out these next words, lahaknos lechavero. Okay, so if he acquired it, the first one acquired it, believe miskaven, without intention, it's a little bit strange.
Without it, acquired
Yahava nahale b'matana. What's that, Roy?
What do you mean that he acquired it without intention?
You can't acquire something if you don't have any intention to acquire it.
Mm.
It must be that he means without any intention to have the second one acquire it. But I don't know why he wants to take out the words lahakdus lechavero. That's what it means, that he didn't have any intention. Okay, so I think I'll just pass on the note. Actually, I'm going to disregard the note. And I'm going to read the Rashi the way I want to read it. Ikanya kama below miskaven lahaknos lechavero. Even on the tzad that the first one that picked it up, he picked it up without any intention whatsoever of acquiring it for his friend, the one that told him to pick it up. Yahava nehale b'matana. But therefore he was the one who acquired it, the picker-upper. Nevertheless, when he gives it over to his friend, that itself constitutes the giving of a matana. And so therefore the one that he gave it to would acquire it. Okay? So that's the first side of Rashi's Laman of Shach. In other words, even if he had no intention that the second person should acquire it, but the mere fact that he gives it to him after he picks it up himself will be sufficient for us to say that he's giving it to him after he made a kinyan. He's giving it to him now as a present. And so it belongs to the second person. Okay. V'i lo kanya kama. And on the other hand, this is the other side of the Maman of Shach. You always have two sides of a Maman of Shach. And even if you say that he lo kanya kama, he did not, the first person, intend to make an acquisition. Mishum de lo haya miskaven liknos, because he didn't have any intention to acquire it. So according to that, he doesn't own it. When he picks it up, he doesn't own it because he doesn't have any intention to acquire it. In order to acquire something, you have to have intention to acquire it. So even if he picked it up without having any intention to acquire it, and accordingly he will not have made a kinyan, so he doesn't own it right now, but he has it in his hand, Havale Hefker, so then that item will remain ownerless until it reaches the hand of this one, meaning the second person that he gives it to. And then that one, meaning the second one, he will make an acquisition B'mayda akra miyode dekama. From this, that it was removed from the hand of the first person, l'shem kniya, with the intention of making a kinyan. Not sure exactly what Rashi means by that one, but he's explaining why it is that the second person is making a kinyan. Maybe what Rashi means to say is that what is it that Rashi means to say over here? Let's try it again. I'm just looking at these last few words of Rashi over here. So we're saying ilo kanya kama mishum delo havi miskaven liknos. If the first one that picks it up, he doesn't actually make a kinyan, even if he doesn't make a kinyan because he didn't have any intention to acquire it. So therefore, havile hefker ad lihai. Therefore, it will remain hefker until it reaches the hand of the second one. Well, how does the second one make a kinyan over here? Explains Rashi. The kanya high, and the second one makes a kinyan. B'mai de akra miyade, the kama. He makes a kinyan in this that he that maybe that's what it means. It was akra miyad. It was removed. It was taken out, uprooted from the hand of the first one, l'shem kniya, with the intention of making a kinyan. I don't know whether Rashi's referring to the first one that gave it to him. He's giving him, I think he's talking about the second one. Not sure whether he's talking about the first one or the second one. But the second one is making the kinyan with the because it was taken out from the hand of the first one with the view in mind, l'shem kniya, in order to make a kinyan. Sounds like you're talking about the second one. If so, then he's taking it from the first one. When he takes it from the first one, he's doing it in order to make a kinyan. So he can make a kinyan because it's hefker. Okay. Okay, so that's that. And we only got 3 minutes left. Okay, so let's take a look at the Gemora. Tanan Hassam.
Sorry.
We didn't read yet. Yeah?
When he says, give it to me, all right, isn't that half of a kinyan? The other half?
No, giving it to me doesn't mean anything.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't constitute anything. But it might not be nice for the second one to take it for himself. It may not be derech eretz, but we're not talking here in the Mishnah about derech eretz. We're talking here about hilchos kinyan.
But doesn't give it to me show intention?
The first one shows intention to want to acquire it, but he didn't do any acquisition in order to do that. He told the other person to get it for him. So that's very nice. But the second person says, it's very nice that you told me to make a kinyan for you, but I decided to make a kinyan for myself, right?
But in the case where he does give it to him, why does the rider acquire it when the pedestrian gives it to him, even though the pedestrian says, I acquired it myself? It's got to be that he intended that he acquire it when he said, give it to me.
What?
That's Rashi. That's the first part of what Rashi said. The first part of Rashi said was, even if the one that picked it up intended to make a kinyan for himself, and he didn't intend to make a kinyan for the writer. Even if that's so, the fact that he gave it to him, we say that he gave it to him as a matana, that he should have it, that the writer should have it.
So the writer acquires it because of the intention of the pedestrian that he should be a gift.
Yeah, he's the owner, and he's giving a gift to the recipient.
He wasn't an owner when he made that.
Why wasn't he an owner?
He hadn't picked it up.
The pedestrian picked it up.
But he didn't. After he picked it up, that he said, "I'll give it to you as a gift." Or before he picked it up.
He didn't say anything. He picked it up and he gave it to the writer. And then after he gave it to the writer, he says, "Oh, I really made a kinyan in it for myself."
Yes.
So Rashi says, the Mishnah says, his words are, and therefore, what does he mean to say? He means to say, really, it belongs to me. So the Mishnah says about that, no, it doesn't belong to him. His words are null and void. Why is his words null and void? That's what Rashi's coming to explain.
You're too late.
He already picked it up, and even if he picked, Rashi says, basically Rashi's Mamanavshach is, regardless of whether he actually intended to acquire it for himself when he picked it up or not, the fact that he gave it to the other person, the fact the other person received it after he picked it up, is going to tell us that the second person has made an acquisition
As a gift.
That's Rashi's Mamanavshach.
So in other words, the pedestrian did acquire it, but then he gave it as a gift. So the initial acquisition is irrelevant.
Well, that's one side of the Mamanavshach. That's exactly what the Mamanavshach means, whether you look at it like this, whether you look at it like that. What's the this and the that of the Mamanavshach? The this is, even if he intended to acquire it, that's the first side. Look at the words. Ikanya kama. If the first one, meaning the pedestrian, the kama is the pedestrian. Ikanya kama, if the pedestrian acquired it, below miskavin lahaknos lechavero, because he didn't have any intention to pick it up in order that the rider should acquire it. Even if that is so, says Rashi, hayahava nahale b'matana. Says Rashi, we say that when he gave it over to the rider, he gave it over with the intention of giving it to him as a present. Here's a present that belongs to me. I'm giving it to you now. That's the first side of the Mamanavshach. The second side of the Mamanavshach is, even if the pedestrian had no intention at the time that he picked it up to make an acquisition in the item for himself. In that case, also we say that the rider, when he gets it, it's his, and therefore the pedestrian can't say afterwards, "Oh, it's mine," because I made a kinyan in it.
I think the time is up. Thank you, Rabbi.
Okay.
Have a great day.
No, 4 o'clock, yes.
No,
All the
Alan.
best.
Today I'm going to get a lamb. Remember?
Oh, today, okay. So next time we're gonna learn together.
Oh, Hatzlacha.
Thank you. Tomorrow, Alan.
Okay, all right.
Do you take pictures, Lou?
No, you want me to?
I'd be interested to see.
All right, I'll see if I can get a shot of the shechting.
I mean, he might not, it might make him nervous. I don't want to make him nervous, but
Oh, no, the rabbi that does the shechting is very experienced.
oh, okay.
He won't, I don't think he'll have a problem, but I'll ask him for permission.
Yeah. Yeah.
All
Okay,
right,
very
go to.
good.
Amen.